Let me speak to man for a moment, not from a place of anger, not from bitterness, from experience and observation. Every man who dates long enough eventually encounters a woman whose behavior drains his peace, confuses his judgment, and slowly chips away at his self-respect. The mistake most men make is not recognizing the pattern early or believing they can fix what they didn't break. Modern dating rewards emotional control, not emotional reactions. Many men lose their footing because they lead with patience while ignoring patterns that demand distance. They excuse repeated disrespect, mood swings, boundary violations, or constant conflict because attraction is strong or because they fear walking away. That fear costs men their confidence, clarity, and masculine edge. This conversation is not about blaming women or labeling anyone. It is about protecting your mental stability, your direction, and your standards. Some women operate from unresolved trauma, insecurity, or a need for control. When a man doesn't know how to respond, he becomes reactive, defensive, or overly accommodating. That is where problems multiply. Strong men don't argue endlessly. They don't over-explain. They don't stay where peace is consistently missing. They move with clarity, boundaries, and calm authority. The tactics you're about to hear are not emotional tricks. They are behavioral responses that work in the real dating world. If you master them, you stop feeling confused, drained, or stuck. You regain leverage, self-respect, and calm control. 1. Spot the pattern. The first smart move is awareness. Most men don't struggle because they are weak. They struggle because they notice red flags but talk themselves out of what they're seeing. Toxic behavior rarely shows up loud on day one. It appears in small, repeated patterns that test your tolerance. Inconsistent communication, sudden mood shifts, passive-aggressive comments, creating conflict over minor issues. These things don't happen once. They repeat. A man who leads himself well pays attention to patterns, not excuses. Anyone can have a bad day. Anyone can be stressed. But when chaos becomes consistent, that's not a phase. That's a behavioral baseline. The moment you find yourself regularly anxious, second-guessing your words, or walking on eggshells, something is off. Many men fall into the trap of explaining away behavior because attraction clouds judgment. Physical chemistry, emotional intensity, or fear of being alone can keep a man hooked far longer than he should be. That's how time gets wasted. That's how confidence erodes quietly. You don't need to confront early. You don't need to accuse. You observe, you slow down. You let actions reveal truth. When words say one thing and behavior says another, behavior is the answer. A man who spots the pattern early avoids emotional entanglement that later requires painful exits. Clarity is power. The moment you see repeated disrespect, manipulation, or instability, you mentally detach. You stop investing emotionally at the same level. You keep your schedule full. You reduce availability. This creates space for truth to surface. Men who ignore patterns pay with stress. Men who see patterns stay grounded. This is not about judgment. This is about self-respect and awareness. A calm man who sees clearly is already ahead of most. 2. Control access. One of the biggest mistakes men make is giving full access to a woman who hasn't earned it. Time, attention, emotional availability, and consistency are forms of access. When these are given freely to someone who brings confusion or tension, you reward the very behavior that drains you. Control access quietly. You don't announce it. You don't threaten distance. You simply adjust your availability based on how you're treated. If communication is disrespectful, your response slows. If boundaries are ignored, your presence reduces. If chaos shows up, you stop prioritizing her. This is not punishment. It is alignment. Men who maintain access control don't chase clarity. They observe how a woman responds when she no longer has unlimited reach to them. A stable woman adjusts. A problematic one escalates, guilt trips, or tries to provoke a reaction. That reaction tells you everything you need to know. Many men believe they must explain their boundaries in detail. They don't. Over-explaining weakens your position. Simple, calm adjustments speak louder than conversations that go nowhere. When you stay composed and consistent, you communicate strength without saying much. Your time is your currency. When you protect it, you protect your mental space. A man who is always available becomes predictable and easy to manipulate. A man who moves with purpose and limits access maintains leverage naturally. If a woman brings peace, access increases. If she brings stress, access decreases. No drama, no arguments, just consequences. Men who master this stop feeling drained. They stop chasing respect. They create an environment where only healthy behavior is rewarded. That's how you stay centered and in control in modern dating. 3. Stay unreactive. Nothing feeds unhealthy behavior faster than emotional reactions. Raised voices, long explanations, defensive energy, or trying to prove a point all give attention to chaos. Many men lose ground because they respond emotionally when tested. That response signals that control has shifted away from them. Staying unreactive does not mean being passive. It means staying calm, measured, and grounded regardless of what's thrown at you. When a woman uses guilt, provocation, or sudden emotional swings, your job is not to match her energy. Your job is to remain steady. A man who doesn't react emotionally forces clarity. When drama doesn't get a response, it loses power. When accusations don't trigger defensiveness, they fade. When tension is met with calm silence or short, composed responses, unhealthy dynamics collapse on their own. This is where many men struggle. They want to be understood, they want fairness, they want resolution. But not every situation deserves engagement. Some behavior reveals itself best when you step back and watch. Your calm becomes the mirror. A stable woman will adjust and communicate clearly. A toxic pattern will intensify, expose itself, or push for control. Either outcome gives you information. Unreactive men don't suppress emotion. They delay response until clarity is restored. They don't argue in heated moments. They don't chase closure. They don't try to win conversations. Calm energy keeps you in control of yourself, and that is real power. When you stay composed, you stop being pulled into emotional cycles that drain your focus. You stay rooted in self-respect. This approach protects your peace and reveals truth without force. 4. Set firm limits. A man without limits becomes a testing ground. When boundaries are unclear or inconsistently enforced, unhealthy behavior expands. Many men believe setting limits will push a woman away. In reality, weak or flexible limits invite more disrespect. Firm limits are not emotional speeches. They are calm decisions followed by consistent action. You don't argue about what you tolerate, you define it through behavior. If a line is crossed, you respond by removing yourself from the situation, not by negotiating your standards. Limits should be simple and few. Respectful communication, emotional stability, honesty, peace. When these are violated repeatedly, you reduce engagement. You don't threaten, you don't give warnings every time, you act. This is where consistency matters. A limit that is enforced once and ignored later becomes meaningless. When you allow repeated violations, you teach others how to treat you. A man who stands firm doesn't need to raise his voice. His actions speak clearly. Some women will test limits to see if you mean what you say. A grounded man passes the test by staying consistent. He doesn't get pulled into debates or guilt-driven conversations. He stays steady. Limits are not about control. They are about self-respect. When you maintain them, you protect your emotional energy and prevent cycles of conflict. Healthy women respect limits. Unhealthy patterns resist them. A man who holds firm limits gains clarity quickly. Either behavior improves or distance creates resolution. Both outcomes work in your favor. 5. Don't try to fix. One of the fastest ways a man loses himself is by trying to rescue a woman from her own patterns. Many men step into the role of fixer without realizing it. They listen longer. They tolerate more. They explain better. They believe patience will eventually bring stability. Most times it does the opposite. You are not a therapist. You are not a repair project manager. When a woman carries unresolved issues and expresses them through control, instability, or constant conflict, your effort does not heal her. It only drains you. The more you try to fix, the more responsibility you take for behavior that isn't yours. Men with strong boundaries understand this early. They offer basic understanding once. After that, they watch behavior. If the same issues keep repeating with no accountability or improvement, they stop investing emotionally. They don't lecture. They don't push growth. They step back. Trying to fix creates an uneven dynamic. You become the emotional anchor while she remains unregulated. Over time, resentment builds. Attraction fades. Respect drops. The relationship turns into emotional labor instead of partnership. A healthy woman takes responsibility for her behavior. She reflects, she adjusts, she communicates clearly. When that's missing, your role is not to compensate. Your role is to protect your peace. Walking away from a fixer mindset doesn't make you cold. It makes you disciplined. You choose relationships that add clarity, not confusion. You choose women who show emotional maturity through actions, not promises. Men who stop fixing regain energy, focus, and confidence. They stop carrying weight that was never theirs. This is where strength shows, not in endurance, but in discernment. 6. Be willing to walk. This is where most men fail, not because they don't see the problem, but because they hope things will change if they just hold on a little longer. Hope keeps men stuck in situations that drain them. Strength comes from being willing to leave without bitterness or drama. Walking away is not an emotional outburst. It is a quiet decision made when patterns don't improve, when respect stays inconsistent, when peace never stabilizes, when limits are repeatedly crossed. At that point, staying teaches the wrong lesson. A man who is willing to walk does not beg for understanding. He does not threaten to leave to gain compliance. He leaves when his standards are no longer met. That willingness alone shifts power back into your hands. Many women sense when a man is afraid to lose them. That fear invites control, testing, and emotional games. When a woman knows you can walk and be fine, behavior either improves or the situation ends quickly. Both outcomes protect you. Walking away does not mean cutting people off impulsively. It means recognizing when effort is one-sided and clarity is absent. It means choosing long-term stability over short-term attachment. Men who walk early avoid months or years of stress. They keep their self-respect intact. They don't need closure conversations or final arguments. Distance becomes the answer. This mindset changes how you show up in all relationships. You become calmer, more selective, less reactive. You stop fearing loss because you trust your ability to rebuild. A man who can walk is a man who cannot be trapped emotionally. That freedom is what keeps you grounded in the modern dating world. 7. Choose peace. First, at some point, a man must decide what matters more, emotional intensity or inner calm. Many men confuse excitement with connection and chaos with passion. That confusion keeps them stuck in cycles that never settle. Choosing peace is the final and smartest move. Peace shows up as clarity, consistency, and emotional safety. You are not guessing where you stand. You are not bracing for the next conflict. You are not replaying conversations in your head late at night. When peace is missing consistently, that absence is the message. Men who choose peace stop romanticizing struggle. They stop believing tension equals depth. They recognize that a stable connection does not drain focus or self-worth. It supports it. This choice changes how you evaluate women. You stop asking how strong the attraction is and start asking how you feel after interactions. Calm or drained, focused or distracted, grounded or anxious. Your body tells the truth faster than your mind. Choosing peace also means letting go of ego battles. You don't need to win arguments or prove points. You don't need to correct every misunderstanding. You choose environments where communication is clear and respect is mutual. This does not make you boring or detached. It makes you selective, and selectiveness is strength. When you value peace, you naturally repel chaos without confrontation. Men who prioritize peace move differently. They attract healthier partners. They stop repeating old patterns. They build relationships that add to their life instead of competing with it. In modern dating, peace is not passive, it is a standard. And the man who holds it firmly rarely finds himself entangled in dynamics that cost him his confidence. At the end of the day, dealing with toxic dynamics is not about proving strength through endurance. It's about discipline, awareness, and self-respect. The smartest men don't stay where peace is consistently missing. They observe patterns, control access, stay calm, hold firm limits, and refuse to fix what they didn't create. When you are willing to walk and choose peace first, everything changes. You stop feeling trapped. You stop negotiating your standards. You move with clarity instead of confusion. Modern dating rewards men who are grounded, selective, and emotionally controlled. The goal is not to avoid women. The goal is to choose better situations. When you protect your mental space and lead with calm authority, unhealthy dynamics lose their grip. And that's how a man stays centered, respected, and in control of his life.